Hello. What I have always been reflecting about myself, how to amend myself very better and incorporate the values of simplicity to make this life very simple, innocent, humble, with full of harmony and sincerity. So there is a beauty on it, there is a values on it, there is a meaningfulness on it, and there is a virtues also on it. But we fail to understand the simplicity of our integrity and attempted very badly to understand the complexity of the connection, breaking the chain. So, in this assignment, we have brought tremendous damage and which diluted not only the simplicity but also the sustainability. It has vilified values, it has marred the meaningfulness, it has manipulated morality, it has violated virtues, it also rebranded the lie and spoiled the sincerity. It has converted the common sense into very uncommon these days. Simplicity is something I always found very essential instrument in nurturing values, cultivating characters, and designing diligence. Yet we humans have created tremendous damage that we cannot fix all this alone. What I learned and what I demonstrated as a human, do I ever bother myself to be aware of simplicity? Am I always aware in addressing collective interest of the community? Am I concerned in contributing to be the part of the solution rather than to be the part of the problems? Am I aware to understand very simple common sense that excusing is very easy and healthy than accusing? So isn't simplicity very serene for self and others? So the complex society we all are raised today has a complex chain of behaviors, complex chain of relationship. But it is the minute we started being aware of simplicity, we have addressed many complexities in advance from occurring in later. So simple is very beautiful to me. Innocence is lovely to me. I found peace and placidity on it. I encountered serenity and spirituality on it. It has become very healthy and hygienic to me. So the only thing I rejoice very much about simplicity, which also carries spellbound beauty. Simplicity to me is living plain with 2 meals a day, sharing together with people around me. If by chance there is no enough milk tonight, let's make it very simple. We have water to boil, we will sip it, we can sip it and just go to sound sleep with grace. So simplicity is also not only to me living plain and dressing plain, but also being more humble, sincere, and compassionate with all the sentient beings in this universe, and also to love them and rejoice their being with meanings and with compassions. Yet we encounter with many actors and factors these days, lots of distractions, but it is the moment that one need to be aware with conscience of being simple beings. It's not about being reductionist to me, but it is being more mindful in observing and in caring and experiencing uh, the life relations. So I learned what sustainability is, what are the elixirs of sustainability from my grandfather, who will be turning uh, 80 or who will be experiencing 80 springs in his life next year, shared with me very beautifully that the 2 decades of lives can be lived very wonderfully, peacefully, and blissfully with 2 pairs of shoes and 2 pairs of clothes, and still he has got them new. So his compassions of being gratefulness taught me practicing forgivingness will increase the beauty around us. The blue ribbon hospitality that these grandmothers and grandfathers demonstrated in my villages taught me life is amazingly and stunningly beautiful with simple things, with tender boys and their unwrinkled politeness, harmonic politeness. Their stories of lives are the ladder for us to see the future, to observe the future mindfully, and to tackle them with conscience. The vibrancy of simplicity that they demonstrated, which we most of us fail to accept, very difficult to find these days in this world. Despite thousands of institutions across the world working for this cultivated humbleness and humility, sincerity to self and other to me. This became the luxury of my life, and this became the principles of meaning to me. This added living fragrance in my faith in life. I learned to celebrate the power of small happiness, which is what really matters from my 4 years niece, who encouraged me to receive and give smiles open and kind heartedly. She taught me coming with contribution is more important than complaints and grievances. She helped me to learn to burn the candles in the darkness. The winning tea talks with my friends and grandmothers and grandfathers in the tea shops by the bank of the streams here in my village has taught me the power of real communications. We were not only sipping tea, we were sipping the nectar of love and care, faith and fear, comics and tragic life affairs, joys and sorrows of the springs and falls of lives. So simplicity is simply saying philanthropic to me, altruistic to me. The simplest thing as we human can do for each other is help each other, share both joys and sorrows together. I believe helping each other to nurture the integrity in the nature, to cultivate the humanity among us, lies in understanding the simplicity of beings. All of the lives on the planets can be really and well understood if we started thinking and acting as a simple, shared, symbiotic being. If we reflect on it, introspect on it, and contemplate that being simple to understand life or even existentialism as a simple will add the values to the virtues that we seek in protecting both self and other in every single day in our lives. This has reimagined the world of peace to me, rekindled the harmony, regenerated the bliss, and rejuvenated the serenity that we all are seeking today. It's not only the village setting, not only the integrity blended among the people in the village that has shaped me since the beginning, but also with the colleagues and the circumstances that I have encountered with in my life. All the trees the, who taught me to bear patience, to be stable, and never rusting rivers, and never stressing birds, and also never complaining these mountains, has inspired and healed my both predicaments and vicissitudes of life. Let's reflect to nurture the simplicity to understand self as values that consist meaning of consciousness, connotations of conscience, and virtues of principle protecting all of us together. Let's love to protect, promote, and preserve not only of humanity but life of all the forms in this universe with full of elixir, full of nectar across the universe. Let's feel this season of human civilizations with serenity of simplicity to build the values, virtues, and meanings that rejuvenates all of us with light and life. But I'm always concerned, many of us most of the times are seeking and looking for the grand and big paradigms of the happiness and success. I don't really believe if that such exists. We forget that we are encountering small and tiny happiness and success in every single this time and in every steps we walk. So that has become invisible to us, inaudible to us. Let's make these invisible visible. Let's listen what has become inaudible since long time then. It's time to feel what is naive. Let's rejoice this cherishment of such small and tiny things that had become real when I shared with them, with people around me. Let's not afford to forget to celebrate small moments of life with cheers and confidence. Beauty is everywhere. Only things they are not becoming visible when we open our eyes because long time ago we forget to open our sight. Long time ago we forgot to listening because we are only confined to hearing. It's been ages that we forgot to feel the touch because we are only uh, limited to contacting. We forgot to coexist because long time ago we started collecting only. We have already stopped communicating because we were just transmuting, and transferring instead of transforming. Let's start inhaling and exhaling of love, care, sympathy, empathy, and let's breathe these compassions as a simple being, shared being, symbiotic being. Let's smell this empathy and listen to the suffering and bring the thoughts of kindness and generosity to all the people and heal all of us together. Thank you very much.